Hello, everyone. I came here today to have a discussion with you regarding the well-being of everyone. I just, a couple of days ago, I received a call from someone, and she was crying. She was very upset about what's going on in the world. It seemed not desperate, but kind of disillusioned and very disappointed about the outcome of things. And I've had quite a few people contact me about this issue, and it's a big concern to me because the people are important to me, and your well-being is important to me. And I don't want, as much as we talk about what some might interpret to be, illusion or fantasy or anything like that. Interdimensional work is far from fantasy. But it can be interpreted that way, and you could lose yourself because other realities are not in alignment with what's here and being grounded here. So, for example, people have asked me, how is it that you are able to do certain things and yet still see in the other dimension? I said, because I know that I need to be grounded here physically. And if I know that, all of you should know that as well. We still have to live our day-to-day lives. We still have to take care of the things that are necessary. And if you go very deep into meditation on a regular basis, then every now and then you need to drink water, you need to get grounded, you have to have a piece of chocolate, you have to go outside, you have to feel the earth underneath your feet, you have to do some physical things, and you have to keep yourself well. It's not going to help anyone, especially yourself or your families or your loved ones, if you're not doing well. Now, let's talk about the situation that's going on right now. I know that people don't really know how to handle it, and they're scrambling, and some are even, maybe even making some mistakes, saying things that they shouldn't, to kind of try to explain or compensate why certain things have happened. And that's not necessary either. The way that things are shifting, it's really not anyone's fault. And no one should have to give an explanation. I'm equally disappointed with the outcome of things that have happened, particularly in the US, as well as many other parts of the world. But that doesn't mean that we lose faith, lose hope in the truth. And if any of you know the story about the Pandora's box, and the Pandora's box is, chaos. It was unleashed chaos on the earth. But in the bottom, after chaos is gone, is the word hope. And so hope is something that is not just one word. It's not a subtle meaning, but is the depth of the truth of all things. It's our existence. Throughout time, humanity has gone through many ups and downs. We've dealt with crises regarding the weather. We have been through major battles. And, we look at, never on this level or scale have we been in wars or anything like that as World War II but it really doesn't matter if your country is being attacked. That is the greatest war in the world. So, and these things have been happening since the beginning of time because people don't know how to get along. They still haven't learned to use their words intelligently to figure and sort things out. There's still this need and taking of others that don't belong to them. And there's also still the levels of prejudice. And so people don't like the way someone looks. They don't like their culture. And I'm not just talking about race. I mean, this happens with many cultures, especially even cultures that come from the same lineage, and yet they're, abutting neighbors or something like that. So we find this in all areas as well, in areas of even with those that are in the truth movement. So, our disclosure movement, if you want to say it that way. So at this point, you could stand there and say, well, you were wrong, and that person was wrong, that I was right. And none of that's necessary right now, because with everything said and done, we need to dust off our pants, and we need to move on. We need to move on and realize that a lot of the information was accurate. And so there's an old adage that says, don't throw out the baby with the bathwater. And that literally means, it's just a figure of speech, it literally means that there's value there. The baby has a value. The bathwater is something that we discard. Some of the information did not work out. It didn't bleed through properly. It converted in a wrong way due to other circumstances. And in this case, the other circumstances were that there's dimensional shifts, but I know that I've had discussions with Peter about, there was a certain party that was supposed to win and things would have changed. But he and I had a discussion. He says, I need to tell you, he says, in this reality, we lost. And so the word lost doesn't really compute to me. That doesn't mean anything. I don't believe in losing. I mean, it's and it's not arrogance or like the super soldier ego or anything like that. It's just that it all depends on how you look at things. And also, it doesn't mean that it is the end of the end, because time is still moving. So, like a chess game, and the elite love playing chess. You make a move, and maybe you make a wrong move in one of the games, and so you lose. But there's no one that can prove that there isn't another game ahead. You can always play another game. Not that this life is a game, by any means. There's a lot of pain and sorrow, and there's a lot of things still hinging on becoming very, very uncomfortable for us unless we change our thoughts and attitudes. And one of them is the feeling of loss. The other is that we are not able to do anything else, or to go into distractions of many people, maybe predicting things or whatever, instead of going inside yourself and finding your own truth. I mean, I'm a seer, and there's no question about that, and I know that people trust that part about me. But I encourage people to go within for their own personal lives as much as possible. And when they get stuck, then they go and ask somebody. But the outcome of things is determined to you, up to you. So what should we do? You held on to belief systems that may have been accurate, may have not been accurate. There's a time when we have to be real and say what is real, what is actually happening. If your gut feeling tells you that something isn't right, dig into it. Look it up. Encourage others to look it up. Research it. And many of you send me a lot of interesting links. And there are a lot of strange things going on right now, the way that the United States is being run and decisions that are being made. But there's nothing set in stone, because you know why? They are not fully in charge. Nobody is. The universe is. We have multi-levels of power structures in our system. One is, on an individual basis, we have a divine connection. Each and every individual here has a divine connection. There is no question about it, unless you choose. Your free will is the most powerful thing in the whole world, and if you choose to cut that off, that's your choice. And the divine source will not interfere with that. But if you choose to connect, to apologize for disconnecting for whatever reason, then do that. Whatever your belief system is, I'm not pushing any religion, but I'm just reminding you that you are a created, beautiful, wonderful, divine being, and that you are meant to be here at this time. And a lot of the people that are following these agendas don't even realize while they're following it. A lot of them just want life to move on and just to be normal again, or the normal that they remember. Not many people like the new normal, except for those that are behind the agenda and those that are here to gain by the agenda. But no one said that they couldn't live their own reality. It's just that they don't have a right to impose it on everyone else. Nor do any of us have the right to impose their lifestyle or belief system on anyone else. We just need to get connected and create that balance within us first. Become strong. Know who we are as individuals. Know who we are as a part of the universe. And begin believing in yourself again. Create that bubble of protection around you while you go into that place of meditation, relaxation. Here's the other part that I want to remind you of. Always protect yourself from AI and scalar mind control or anything else that's coming up. I have, different scenarios that people have come and talked to me about. I think it's there are things that are being sent out, I think deliberately to intuitives, to get them to relax or to think that everything is just fine. For example, I've had at least 10 people, if not more, contact me and say that they saw themselves interacting with Donald Trump. That could be, or it could be that it's a psyop and they're trying to get people to just relax, not take any action, and be satisfied. I believe Donald Trump is a man. I don't think he's sending out a mass message to everyone that he's not inviting everyone into his private meeting or anything like that. That's my opinion. It's possible that people can connect to a president, but I'm not saying that. I'm sure there are some exceptions, but in this instance, recently, that there are so many people that have felt like they connected to him, but they didn't. A lot of them didn't know what he said, and it just made me suspicious. And I started to look into it, and it just felt very mechanical. It felt very AI, the way it was presented. So that's not a divine connection. That's not a divine communication. So if you do go into meditation, make sure that you're blocking out anything related to psyops, AI, any type of communication that just doesn't feel like it's doesn't set in your gut, you know, that feeling that it's benevolent. We're being inundated with satellites, with scalar, with technology, with femto nanotech, with all sorts of technologies that's coming from um, the sky, you know, from chemtrails, from um, other things, you know, even the virus. So we're trying to lessen this part of being influenced. Do a detox. Remove as much of the heavy metal out of you as you can. There are natural health stores, remedies online, anything that you can find to not make it easy for you to be hooked into any kind of technologies. I know that some people are into being cyborgs, and that's part of the augmentation, the super soldier. And there is, you know, I have had that connection as well. You know, Peter has mentioned that in the future I have that connection. And I've done everything I can to try to separate from that connection. And I recommend that you do the same. You want to retain your divine connection always. So, regarding what's going on now, Peter said something else is happening. I did talk to him today. He's not able to do a show today. But I am, as I said, on a personal level, I'm concerned. Many of you have been in panic mode. And, you know, like I said, when that one person contacted me crying and was very disillusioned, I thought maybe it's time for me to really help people just to settle in. There is nothing that can happen to this planet that can separate you from the divine source. There is nothing that you cannot ask for regarding having the abundance and the things that you need. I know many of you are worried about money, especially not being able to work. The universe, if the God source can create all of these wonderful things, the expansion of the earth, the planets, the stars, the universes, the multiverses, why is it that the God source can't supply the things that you need, including healing or even inner guidance to make sure that you're doing well? I'm not discouraging people from coming to me, but I am always going to encourage people to connect in and to remember who they are and why they're here. And remember, there's nothing more powerful than love, and we are love. And when we separate from that, then we also cut ourselves off from our inner truth. You are beautiful, you are wonderful, you are divine, you are meant to be here, you are strong. Whether you're a super soldier, whether you're a seer, whether you are a worker or someone that supports many different things and holds the intention, you're all appreciated. There's no one person greater than another. It can't be done with one person. It's not intended to be done that way. There are no superheroes. You are all superheroes. We're just here to give the information in areas that you can't see. And that's it. So with that said, I love you. Take care of yourself. Be strong. And we have a lot more that we may be challenged with. But I don't believe in losing. And I hope many of you are with me on that. So have a good day.